Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to Movie Files. Elliott here to give you guys my thoughts on The Walking Dead episode number 4 of season 8. Episode number 4 was titled Some Guy. This episode was really, traditionally in The Walking Dead, kind of in the last 3 or 4 seasons. Episodes 3, 4, and 5 tend to be kind of what we refer to as kind of the filler episodes, where we kind of get a bunch of action the first 1 or 2 episodes, or 3 episodes, and then 4 and 5 and 6 again kind of slow down and kind of, like I said, you get those just moments of the season where there's kind of dry and really nothing's going on. They try to set up certain seeds that sometimes do and do not pay off. But tonight's episode was out of the 4 that we've gotten so far in the season. If you guys have noticed, obviously it's a trend. Episode from 1, 2, 3, and then with 4 is packaged as a continuation of each other. It's the aftermath. It's kind of the repercussions of what their plan was, how it played out with Negan. So we kind of get that continuation with tonight's episode. But really, tonight's episode was a standalone, as the other 3 have been per se a standalone episode. But it was a standalone, but it was really focused on Ezekiel. Hence the title being called Some Guy. We get throughout the episode, we get flashbacks of Ezekiel talking to Carol and talking to his people before they go out and take on their plan, which was to take out Negan's bases. But within this episode, we really get, King Ezekiel is kind of hit or miss for me. He has moments where when he's being real with Carol, and then of course when he's not being real with his people. But it's been kind of in and out, some of the moments that they've given him, not to the actor's fault, but just to the story, to the script, and some of the things that he does that haven't been working all the way for me. But tonight's episode really kind of honed it in for me to really kind of like this Ezekiel character that we were introduced to last season. So the biggest thing is, we start off with probably one of the best cold opens that they've delivered to us so far in the season. We see King Ezekiel and his people leaving to go on and do what they were doing in episode 1, which was take out Negan's bases. But we see him giving a speech, and as we see him giving a speech, we see the people of the kingdom leaving, and for the first time this season, they told us at the beginning of the season this is all out war, and so far the first 3 episodes, including tonight, we've gotten a bunch of war, and it's been kind of pointless war. We just see a bunch of shooting, and really, minus Eric's death, Aaron losing his boyfriend Eric, it really hasn't been much of repercussions with this shooting. It's just a bunch of shooting. Literally, it's just a bunch of gunshots, and you're seeing people go out, but there's really no stakes. Nothing's really holding. There's no weight to it. So with tonight's episode, the cold open, we see that these people that are going out to fight, have families, and we see that. We see them having families and friends and kissing their loved ones goodbye. And I thought it was so beautifully crafted and shot well, where we see them leaving off, saying bye to their families, and then boom, as soon as we cut back to what we got from last week's cliffhanger, which we see all those people that we just saw say goodbye to their family and friends are dead now, which I thought worked really, really well. Because again, so far this season, it's been a bunch of war. Yeah, I'll grant it that it's been action packed, but we're just seeing things happen, really have no repercussions. We're just seeing people die that really haven't had much of anything on screen to really care about them going out. But this week, even though we really didn't see individual moments throughout the season and last season with these people that died for King Ezekiel, but we saw that moment where a man kisses his wife goodbye, a son telling his older father goodbye. So we see that I thought it played out well, that we saw that these people that are risking their lives end up dying, which I thought played really well to open up the show. So as we kind of progress on and we move on with the show, we see some highlights for me, and it was many highlights, but we see that Carol is in the base now with the guys trying to get the guns over to Negan. They do highlight in this episode they want to take the heavy guns that we saw take out Ezekiel's people, 50 cal and a bunch of heavy artillery. They want to take those that weaponry to the sanctuary to kind of manage what's going on, because obviously they know that Negan's been attacked and the sanctuary's been attacked by Rick and crew and leaving a bunch of walkers and everything in distress. So they want to take those guns to the sanctuary to make it more manageable and clear out space. So we see Carol, man. I mean, she, Morgan said, was it 2 episodes ago or an episode ago, he can't be killed. I mean, Carol is one of my favorite characters. She's such a badass. We see her in the ceiling taking out a bunch of guys and just being such a good character. That's one of the reasons why I stay watching this show. And there's many other ones, Rick and Daryl and all the storylines for that. But Carol her character is so cool to me. Like, just seeing her being a bad wife, to seeing her now just being this badass Terminator type chick. I mean, she is just awesome. So it was just cool seeing Carol have that moment there. And as the episode goes on, we see Ezekiel has been taken by a terrible actor. That was one of the weakest points of me of the episode, was when he was taken by this Negan follower who calls himself Negan. He looked more like a serial killer. I mean, he was just, his dialogue was terrible. The way he delivered the lines was just bad. So I was glad to see one of my actually favorite people from the kingdom, other than Shiva and sometimes Ezekiel, but Jerry came and saved the day, splits the guy in half, which was the best moment to me in the episode, because that guy was just so annoying. But Jerry takes him out. We see Jerry and Ezekiel try to get out of the way and try to take down a fence. But of course, Carol, as that's going on, Carol is taking out more and more of the saviors, but Carol saves them and takes them out. And throughout the episode, I'm thinking either Jerry's going to die or Ezekiel's going to die. But, ultimately, we lost one of the fan favorites. We got Shiva. Shiva went out this episode saving Ezekiel, and I thought that was a really good moment, because in the episode, again, they threw in flashbacks, and we see Ezekiel talking to Carol and him just telling more of the story about him being a zookeeper and how he was just not really anything. He was just some guy. But when he took that moment to save Shiva, he became somewhat of a hero. And that kind of, how they played that out, having Shiva saving King Ezekiel, was really well done. I thought this episode was not only shot really well, but the payoffs and the tie-ups and tying storylines up in this episode was done really well. So, we did lose Shiva, which was a pretty powerful moment. Again, it was they were able to accomplish this CGI character. I felt more for that than I did for like Aaron, who lost a couple episodes ago. So good job on creating Shiva, the CGI character that had some meaning to her death, which was pretty powerful. So throughout the episode, again, hints of the title being called Some Guy. I thought one of the pros for this episode with me was, again, it was a standalone episode, but they were able to accomplish. We see Ezekiel at the beginning talking to his people, being strong, being confident, telling, I still smile, even though I'm going to lose people. I still smile, even though they're going through all this tragedy. Seeing him at the beginning, him in the middle being kind of wounded, being, beaten down and being saved. And then at the end is being completely broken. So we got that 3-arc type of structure where we see, our character up here and then ultimately end down here, which I thought played out really well. Because sometimes, we get these moments, but then they drag it on a couple episodes too long. But I love how they established that we got Ezekiel at his highest point, being super confident in himself, and then losing Shiva, losing his people, coming back to the kingdom and not saying a word to anyone, just being broken, was really powerful and really well done. So that was really, really awesome. But like I said, there was many highlights of tonight's episode, and one of them being we get Daryl and my main man Rick just come in and save the day. Cheryl, what am I talking about? Carol highlights, they see the people drive off with the guns, and you think that they're going to get away, but Carol hears Daryl's motorcycle and just knows they're going to take him out. And that was a really cool thing. We don't see a lot of car chases in The Walking Dead, just because there aren't a lot of cars left out there in the zombie apocalypse. But we get a nice little chase scene, and we just see a little banter, a little back and forth with Daryl and Rick. Those, again, they highlight the biggest things for me that brings me back to the show, is Daryl, Rick, Michonne, Carol, those characters there, Maggie, even though she made the dumbest decision last week, letting Gregory back into the hilltop. But normally Maggie's really awesome for me. But those characters there really highlight the best things of The Walking Dead, which is they have great character moments, those quiet moments, those moments when they lose someone they care about, and then they have those badass moments where you just know that guy was going to die. You just knew that they was going to die. So I thought that was a really awesome car chase. And honestly, just thinking about just kind of some cons of tonight's episode, there really wasn't any. If you guys have been following my review so far, it's been a bit of a miss for me this season so far, other than episode 1 when we see Negan and kind of that stuff play out. But episode 2 and 3 were really, really weak to me, just from a storyline standpoint. The script, the dialogue, which is really, again, like I said, they have these filler episodes, and normally they're positioned with episode 4, 5, and sometimes 6. But to me, episode 2 and 3 were just super weak. But tonight's episode was pretty strong, to be honest with you guys. I really enjoyed it. Other than that guy I was talking about that had Ezekiel, I just thought that actor was terrible. I will say, I guess one of the things, and also this is just nitpicking, some of the score they used with some of the action scenes just sounded wacky and kind of out of place. But besides that, I really enjoyed the episode, and where we got we see a character from here and then be brought down. It was really well done. But then I guess another thing too is this kind of a negative is just kind of in the place in the story, you know, where we are in the story. We really haven't progressed. We're still within these 4 episodes have been based upon one event, which is taking place within 4 episodes. So now we have, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 before our mid-season finale. So I think the story didn't really move anywhere. But again, I thought that with this being a standalone episode, this was one of the finest episodes of the season so far. And hopefully we can carry on with what we got tonight into episode 5. I saw a snippet of what we get. We finally going to address what happened with Negan and Father Gabriel. So it's good to see Negan back in the forefront, so we're going to see where that plays out. So overall, I thought tonight was a really, really strong episode, probably the best episode of the season for me, at least, and I'm excited to see what's going to take place next week. So with that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in to my review for The Walking Dead, episode number 4, titled Some Guy. We got some really good stuff. You know, we lost Shiva, but we were able to get a good character arc with Ezekiel and then some cool badass moments. So with that being said, I would love to know what you guys thought of tonight's episode. Were you a fan of it? Did you not enjoy the episode? Were you bummed out when we lost Shiva? And what are you guys expecting for the rest of the episodes to come, especially when we get Negan back? So let me know what you guys think in the comment section, as well as on social media. I would love to continue this conversation. Go ahead and follow us on Instagram at Movie Files, as well as on Twitter at Movie Files Live. I would love to continue the conversation there. And as usual, guys, comment below, share this video, like this video, and subscribe to our page. And we'll see you guys again soon. For our movie fans out there, Justice League's coming out this week, so we'll have a review for you guys for that. And meanwhile, you can check out our Thor Ragnarok and Murder on the Orient Express review. We got that up for you guys. So we'll see you guys again this week. So take care, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hey guys, if you enjoyed that video, go ahead and hit the like and share button, as well as check out some other videos we have. Morgan and I just did a review for Murder on the Orient Express, so we got a movie review right here for you guys, as well as Thor Ragnarok, some other movies we saw recently. And then right on my left and the right here, we got more TV reviews from Walking Dead, Stranger Things, as well as American Horror Story. So go ahead and check those videos out. And then once you're done, I'll go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. We would appreciate it, guys, and we'll see you guys again shortly.